Welcome back to Renegade GCM. Today we have gameplay between Blue Dopey and Black Yellow Luffy and OP09. Opponent chooses to go second, so we just draw and pass it over to them. They pass it back. We put 2 on leader, go 7 using card action, getting Edward Weevil, drawing into a Sengoku. Passing to them, they did take that life. Opponent's at 4. They deploy a Garp, getting the small Sabo. 8 into 6 here with leader. 2 and a 1. No, 2. Yeah, 2 and a 1. Alright, so back to us. We're at 5 Dawn now. Opponent has quite a bit of cards in hand. 8 cards in hand, they look like. So we're going to deploy the betting about playing pudding. We were going to swing 6 into 5 first. See if they'll take another life. So they gave us a counter. So we're going to attack for 5. They take the life here. A lot of cards. We're going to end up deploying the Jinbei, getting the Weevil down, drawing the card. Then playing Sengoku, we get to get a Seven Warlord. We're going to grab another Boa Hancock blocker. So the opponent has a lot of cards in hand. So they're going to go 6 and a 6. We're going to give them that Jozu 1K. We probably should have played the... So now they have 9 cards in hand. So we're going to play Pudding now. That pretty much get rid of 4 cards back to their deck. So 6 and a 5. They take that. Then we're going to go 5 and a 5. We're going to counter that. And now we're going to go 7 using leader effect. We're going to let that teach come out on the... And then they take the last life. The Luffy's at 0 life going into their turn, which is not the greatest, but we're also applied a lot of pressure, and we reshifted their hand. So anything they found earlier may have gotten back. Alright, so they're going to put Rocket Luffy's into life with leader effect, playing Little Luffy, giving it a plus 2k. So now their leader's a 9k right now. They took out Jinbei. They're going 4 into 3 here. They're going to try to clean up the board. We have 2 1Ks. Yeah, so they just like completely got rid of all the aggression we had. And that's the problem going into Black Yellow Luffy too aggressively. If you cannot finish them, like our goal here was to try to finish them before they deployed blockers. So here we go 9 into 7. That last life got tucked underneath their deck, which is great. We're gonna go 8. We were gonna go deploy, which we probably should have, because that was a pretty simple counter. And then we're gonna attack into that Garp 2 on 2. See if they want to give us a counter. Let it go. Yeah, this is one of my earlier matchups with Dofy. So Rocket Luffy comes in, trashes itself to get rid of a pudding. But they're not giving their character a power boost yet. It looks like they attacked. I'm not sure why that's rested. Did they attack already? I missed that. Alright. So they have 1 life. No blockers. 4 cards in hand. Since we went pretty aggressive against them early, we need to keep continuously applying the pressure before they can establish. They already started to establish. They've already cleared our board once. Like I have options in hand, so I didn't want to like overcommit. So we're gonna go 10 using leader effect. We get a Jozu, which doesn't get to do anything. We did get to put that last life at the bottom of their deck, playing out Jinbei into our Boa, which is a blocker. And we're just gonna give that last, yeah, to Dopey. Not that it mattered. So they got a little Luffy again. They're gonna go 6 and a 5 here. That's a 2K. Yeah, those Rocket Luffys are really good. So they're gonna put 2 Dawn onto their leader, trashing another Rocket Luffy from hand, putting a Rocket Luffy and the starter deck Luffy. doing their loop. So they were able to get rid of our board again. So 5 into 5 here, it's a 1k. We're still at 5 life. So we're going to deploy the boa here. Placing on top, we're going to put the Jinbei first, and then the Law, and then finally the Perona. So we're going to put the remaining Dawn minus the 1 that we need for leader effect. 11 into 7 here, deploying the Law, bouncing our Jinbei back to hand, and their Garp. They did end up taking that last one to the bottom of their deck. So we still have the Perona in hand. Rygo taking out our Boa. Luffy using leader effect again. Another little Luffy. They gotta be running out of those. They're clearing the board. Black Yellow Luffy can clear the board pretty good. But Dopey can swarm the board pretty good. So it's just who can get their stuff first, essentially. So we have 5, which means we'll still have, as a 10k swing, 1 for leader effect, and then 4 open Dawn for the Jinbei into the wall. So 10 into 7 here. We can't use the Perona. He took that last life to the bottom of their deck again. We're going to play Jinbei into Law, not returning anything. Just establishing some bodies, because we've been putting a lot of things at the bottom of their deck. So it looks like they got their blocker Sabo. 2 of them. Yep. So they put Sabo into light, or got Sabo, little Sabo, played big Sabo, get power boost. Draw 2, trash 2. The Luffy player is playing pretty fast, so this is definitely, I would say, an experienced Luffy, Black Yellow Luffy player. So we have the the Fumer. I didn't really use the effect as far as the counter, because it can make one of our hits unblockable. So we're going 7 into, or 8 into 7 here. They gave us the 2k. We're going to put 4 onto Law, go 9 into 7. They gave us that last life to the bottom of their deck, which is great. And here was probably like not the best move, but I had to try it. 8 into 7. They can't use their blocker, and he had a 2k. So Black Yellow Luffy is really good. It has a lot of removal, it has a lot of 2ks, it has a lot of recursion. It's a very good deck. And as much pressure as we were applying with Dopey, Black Yellow Luffy was still able to continuously stay in the game. So we can't really afford to slow down the aggression at this point. We've already committed into the aggro game plan against Luffy. So we just had to keep applying pressure, and they're going to apply right back, cleaning our board consistently. 5 into 5 here's a 1k. We're going to give them that, the 1k, and they're going to do it again. We'll give them the last 1k. They're going to get one of them, yep. And they're going to get the other one. So they wanted to put their blocker down, which was kind of interesting. So we drew a Weevil. We're going to play the Weevil, getting a Buggy. Deploy the Buggy, trying to see if what we want. So we just left him, put him back. And then we're going to go 9 into 7 using card action. We're going to get our Gecko into play, which allows us to return a Seven Warlord. We're going to grab Jinbei, just in case we draw another body next turn. So 9 into 7 here, they have the blocker. They give us the blocker. We just pass it back to them. They have 1 life. Rago being able to get rid of our Edward Weevil. Here we're looking to see how many kids they used. So 5 into 5 here. We're going to give that up. They still have a blocker. They're forward Dawn. They're going to go 5 into 5 here. We're going to take this. Let's see, trigger. We're going to use the trigger to get rid of their blocker to the bottom of their deck. So now we have 2 swings. They have one card, one life. So here we just need to put the Dawn the way it's supposed to be. But we're gonna just looks like we're just gonna split it. We're gonna go 7. They'll have to take that last life. And then the remainder back on the our leader there. They had a 2K, so if we wouldn't have went any lower, they would have got out of that first hit. But as you see, Dopey was able to constantly apply the pressure, the aggression against Black Yellow Luffy, even though Black Yellow Luffy continuously cleared Dopey's board. They didn't get a Gecko, which I do think was a big factor into how this game turned out. But Dopey performed well. Kudos to the Black Yellow Luffy player. Definitely seemed he knew what he was doing. Even though we were trying to constantly apply pressure, he was able to maintain his loops, his life. So good game. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.